components that they shared, but there were two major things that really resonated in my mind. And one guy was Eric Olson, right? Yes. He was the MVP of the event. So I'm going to do a comparison for you, right? So Eric Olson started the business, I think around 11 years ago, right, when he was 21. I started a similar business, right? Different comp plan, but similar model, around that same time frame. So we were both around 20 and 21. We started doing the exact same thing, right? I quit about 6 months into what I was doing, right? He didn't, right? So let me tell you what I've been doing, right? So in the last 11 years, I worked for a company, and my responsibility was to make 100 phone calls on a regular basis, right? And talk to someone, and try to schedule an appointment with that person, and get them to come and see me so I can close them on a product or a service, right? I worked for another company where my job was to show up, right, at their door, sometimes unannounced, they had no idea I was coming, and share my product and service and help them form a decision, right? I was in another situation where I got a promotion, right? So now I'm a regional sales manager, which is fancy talk for middle management, right? And my job currently is to teach people how to do a one-call close, right? Help people understand the concept of building relationships and building rapport and how to take ownership of kitchen table presentation. These are all the things that I've been doing and learning and getting better at over the last 11 years, right? And I went into the meeting feeling pretty good, or I went to the convention feeling pretty good about how I spent the last 11 years, right? I really did, right? I got up to about $120,000 income in corporate life, right? And I don't have higher education degrees, so I thought, shoot, man, you're doing all right. And then this dude comes on the doggone stage, right? He's been doing the same doggone stuff I've been doing for the last 11 years. What's his income? It pissed me off. That's what his income was. That's what his income was. It was a piss me off income level. That's what it was. We've been doing the exact same doggone stuff, but he did it in this model, and I did it in mine, and there's no comparison, right? So that was a game-changing moment for me. It's like, man, what have you been doing, right? Same types of skills, right? I think sales is the best thing in the world. Helping a person or a business or an industry meet a need, right? And tying them two things together, right? And getting paid to do so. There's no better thing, there's no better paying thing, and that's what I've been doing for the last 11 years, but he did a little bit better than I did, don't you agree? Yeah. Don't you agree? So what that told me was, number one, get a better platform, right? And number two, don't quit, right? So that was one concept. Do I have 30 seconds left? Okay, cool, I'm gonna take it. The second one, in my closing, right? The second one was the concept of management versus leadership, right? So I thought of myself as a pretty good sales manager, right? Really good at helping guys reach their potential, helping them realize or see opportunities where they may not have seen them, right? Helping them get more closes, right? Make more money, net more jobs, the whole deal, right? And so I thought myself as a really good manager, right? So I got to sit on the sidelines and encourages and develops and, you know, such and so forth, right? So what I really liked about the convention was the difference between management and leadership and how they broke that down, right? And then how that correlated in our business, right? So with my wife, we were talking about how, before we went to the convention, we were talking about how, okay, we're gonna get 10 directs, right? We're gonna get 10 directs, we're gonna help those 10 directs get people, right? We're gonna teach them how to lead a team and train a team. Then we are gonna focus on their team, and then we're gonna focus on that team, and then we are gonna focus on that team, and we were doing the tower. We were doing the tower, right? We were managing, because if you notice, in our focus, we stopped going wide, and we were focusing on our team going wide. So we stopped going wide. That's management. Leadership is consistently setting the example of what the team should do, so they're simply following you and your pursuit to continue to go wide, right? So that really resonated, and I was thinking about the difference between a football coach and a quarterback, right? The coach sits on the sideline, right, and gives instruction, right? Gives encouragement, gives tips, gives notes, gives plays, right? But the entire time he's doing that from where? The sideline, right? A quarterback is the guy that takes that instruction or takes concepts or takes target and takes goals and runs onto the doggone field with the rest of the team. I don't want to be a manager, I want to be a leader. Yeah. I want to be the guy that charges the doggone field with the rest of the team. So what LaQuinta and I decided to do was we're going to not simply get 10 and then help those 10 get 10. No, we're going to get 10 and help the others get 10 by getting 10 more. And we're going to continue to set the example. That's what the convention did for me.